Ones, empaths, reality hits them hard. Once you're gone, the struggle is on for them. And this is why we have to let the universe, God, karma, take hold on the situation. Okay? If they've discarded you or they want you out of their lives, get out of their lives. Yeah? Because you need to let the struggle take place. You need to let them start struggling. Okay? Even if you've got children, you can utilize the grey rock method. You know, only converse about your child and whatnot and keep it to a bare minimum. You know, unless it's about your child, then obviously you can go and explore deeply into that subject. But other than that, then just, you know, just don't show them no interest whatsoever. Because you need to let the struggle kick in. Okay? You got to understand that some people have been with these people for decades. Some people have been with them for a few years. But the time zone, the time difference is a different... Doesn't matter about the time. It's still an extended amount of time, however long it was. Okay? And throughout that time, they got used to you doing things for them, bending over backwards for them. They took you for granted. They took you for granted. That's what they done. Okay? They took you for granted, and you need to let them go, right? For this struggle to set in, right? Because it will do. Okay? Some of us come along and pick them up off the scrap heap. You know what I mean? We pick them up off the scrap heap. We built them up. We helped them. Some of us have cared for them when they're sick, when they're vulnerable, when they were going through hard times. We were that crutch there for them to lean on. We were their ride or die. We were providing in that way for them. We were doing that for them. You know? We really tried to help them, to listen to them, to solve their problems. We've done it with our heart. And the thing with a narcissist is they absorb all of this. And the more they absorb it, the higher their ego gets, the bigger their ego gets, I should have said. The more they start to look down at you. And I've mentioned before in a previous video, the reason they look down at you is because they realize they're unlovable. So when they see someone loving them, they pity them. They look down at them. Okay? They take you for granted. Let them wander in the world alone. I know it's hurtful. I know you might witness them moving on. I know you might see them moving on with a new supply. I know you might see it. I know it will hurt. But you have to break the trauma bond. This person is not a loving, caring person. They didn't do what you done for them. It was a one-way street. You know? You was looking through the fuzzy goggles at the time, the love goggles, you know? So you didn't see it. But now you can see it when you look back. You have to look back. They were never there. They're dead beneath the eyes. They were always dead beneath the eyes. Yeah, there might have been good times, a few good times, but were they really good in comparison to the bad that they've dragged you through? How can someone who is loving and caring be able to do this and break up families and cause and try and demolish you, you know, try and finish you off? So that's why I say, yeah, break the trauma bond. Keep trying to break the trauma bond. And the way that I broke the trauma bond was not looking at them as a human being any longer. And I know it might sound very twisted, but they're not. They're not. I believe they're devils. That's what I believe. That's what they operate with. That's what they are. That's what they're influenced by. That's what they're plugged into. So the struggle really gets to them now. Once you leave them alone, you stop calling their phone. You stop reaching out to them, unless it's to do with your children. You know? You stop giving them personal supply. They'll learn to know. They'll learn to see that if you do have children, only the relationship basis is based on your child. They'll know that. This grey rock method is very powerful. You do that with them. Yeah? But they got off into the world, and I know it's painful. Let them go and move on with a supply. They're never going to equate to you. The new supply is never going to equate to you. They never are. You know how much scumbags are in the world? Tons of scumbags in the world. All over the world. Right? Scum. People that run out on who don't even raise their children. Who bring children into this world, who won't raise their children. It's not easy for someone to just come along and so now you're suggesting that through all of the baggage that they now carry after dealing with you, they've got baggage, right? They've got emotional baggage now, right? They've gone through this stuff. They're not stable. Narcissists aren't stable anyway. But even if you've been with them for an extended amount of time, any person that comes out of a relationship, if they rush straight into a new relationship, and I'm not just talking, you know, these lot jump into new relationships and situationships very quickly, yeah? And they do this and they make dreadful mistakes. But let them make their mistakes. They're like children. Just like a child, when a child's walking and the child falls down. So I always say, look at it from a bird's eye view. You know, when a child's walking, you're teaching the child how to walk, and the child takes a few steps and stumbles down, and you let them fall down, because they need to learn how to walk. And I know that's a very cliche thing and a lot of people say it, but just get my point. You've got to let them struggle. Go out in the world. Let them struggle. Let them do it. Because you're going to see hoovers coming out of nowhere. You're going to see it. And you need to be strong during those hoover times. You know. Because they'll start presenting themselves with the mask again. They'll start breadcrumbing, doing nice things. Breadcrumbing wasn't the right terminology there, but I'm trying to say they'll start doing small, nice things towards you. Don't let them sucker you back in. Don't let them sucker you back in. All it is they went out into the real world and they realized they can't cope without you. They always talk about how the empath is codependent. Okay, the empath is codependent. The empath, da 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 da. Okay, yeah, we are to some degree, but we just got into a mutual. With our companion, who we thought our companion was. So naturally, you know, there's Adam and Eve, and you have your other half, your companion, your soulmate, right? We believed into that lie of theirs, right? But the narcissist is codependent on you. They need you to function. Yeah, they're codependent in a different way. They're codependent in needing someone to survive. They begin to die without you. Yeah. You'll see it. You'll see it. They will be dying without you. Leave them alone to do what they did. As long as you know, if you're able to say, right, I've shut that door, I've utilized the door slam, I will never let them back into my life, because I'm raising the bar. I'm worth more. And the time that I was with you, I was sent as a blessing to your life. I was sent as mercy to your life. I was sent into your life for you to be given the chance to change your ways. They did not change their ways. They didn't. They soaked up all of your goodness, all of your energy, and they threw it back in your face with disregard. That's why I say, someone that can openly do that to someone who's meant to be their companion, who's meant to be their soulmate, who's meant to be a close family member, who's meant to be close to them, right? Someone who can do that type of behavior, they need to be door slammed. And that's why I say, once you're gone from their life, let the narcissist struggle out in the world. Let them go and struggle. Let them go and struggle. And if you have basically broken the soul tie, the trauma bond, you have broken this. And I'm not saying it will happen overnight. I'm not saying it will happen overnight. But just become desensitized. Become detached. Stay in a place of the one that rises above it. where nothing they can do can trouble your spirit. Nothing they can do, you know. They could go and sleep with 100 people and you wouldn't care. Yeah? Get to that way of thinking. Get to that way of thinking. If you get to that way of thinking, and I know for the ones that have got children and stuff, it's awkward because you don't want other people around your children. I totally get that. I totally get that. But they're going to realize sooner than later. You know? If someone is bringing people around your children, then you need to try and make a way, play their game, and make it a way where your child, I know it's awkward, but your child shouldn't be around that vicinity. It's an unsafe vicinity. You need to try and portray that to some authoritative figure that, you know, your partner's bringing dodgy people around or something. I don't know. Just try it. I don't know if it will work. But all I'm saying to you is, all you need to tell them straight. Don't bring no one around my child. The way that they try to dictate in your life and try and rule your life, you need to make it clear, don't bring no one around my child's vicinity. You want to go and do that stuff? You want to go and be with other people? Go and do it. But don't bring them around my child. And if I catch you bringing them around my child, there's going to be consequences. Yeah? That's what you instill in them. You make them know that they can't bring people around their child. You make them feel unworthy, unclean, disgusting. Yeah? Because that's what they are. So all I'm saying is, let them go and wander. Yeah, let them get a taste of the world. Because they're going to run into another narcissist. It's not going to be all sunshine and rainbows. They're not going to have a caring empath. And that's why I say let them struggle. Because they'll get the epiphany. They'll get the realization that they messed up. And you want them on that way of thinking. Of that they messed up. And let them live with that curse for the rest of their lives. Some people are going to say that I'm wrong for thinking that. No, I'm not. And the reason why I'm not wrong is because when we was in a position of loving and caring and bending over backwards and supplying to their needs, yeah, supplying for a family household, working hard, or looking after the house and being at home, but working hard, helping them out, caring for them when they're sick, doing all sorts of things, a range of things, a myriad of things, doing this for them. And they were able to throw this back in our face with whatever kind of vindictive, twisted behavior they did in your scenario. And they done that. That's when they crossed the line. And once they crossed the line, that is your fuel to break the soul tie. That is your fuel to break the trauma bond. That person is no longer your companion. I know it's hard to hear. That person is no longer your loving soulmate. I know it's hard to hear, but they're not. And this is the way of God or the universe, or however you want to look at it, showing you the badness in someone and exposing them to you. They wanted to keep hidden. They wanted to keep it a secret. They wanted to keep you around. But they got exposed. And that exposure is your gift. That exposure is your blessing. That exposure is your fuel to sever ties. Detach, desensitize. Break away from what they are. Break away from them. Emotionally, spiritually, physically. You detach to that point. I know some of you will be lonely, but there's power in being alone. There is power in being alone. You will learn to love your own company. You will learn to let the right people into your life. You will learn to let the people that are deserving of your time, your compassion, your empathy, your love, you will let those people in your life that are deserving of that. They're not deserving of it. And while you practice this, the door slam, you're practicing finding your purpose, doing some hobbies, doing something you enjoy, you know, speaking to fellow like-minded people, you know, finding people that is on the same page. This narcissist is going to be struggling. They might have even ran through 3 new supplies now, 4 new supplies. They never ever find someone that's going to equate to you, right? You know, if we take this, let's go back in time. We go back 100 years, just 100 years. 100 years is not long, yeah? 100 years, go back 100 years. Most people got married, they had children, they stayed together till one of them died. That's what they did. Till death do us part. That's what they done. Only 100 years ago. Nowadays, it's more common to see single mothers. It's more common to see single mothers than it is to see a 2-parent household. That's how twisted the world's gone now. And throughout history, it was, you know, where I'm from in England, you know, my nan and granddad, they got married or had children and got married and whatnot. My granddad wasn't at the best financially but my nan supported him through that, looked after the children, done the duties. That's frowned upon now, yeah? So I'm trying to say it's instilled in our DNA. Our ancestors lived this way. And they didn't do that stuff, yeah? There was a lot more of religious ethics even going back in time, you know? You were frowned upon in society for acting like these narcissists are. They're not frowned upon now, they're glorified. That's why there's content like this that I'm making to actually shed light on the fact of what they are. So let them go off. Let them go off and be promiscuous. Let them go off with numerous people. What's it called? Lewdness. Yeah, let them go and do that. Let them go and fornicate. Let them go and do these things. Because it's damaging their soul. It's damaging their spirit. It's damaging their mind. And it will rot them to the core. And you just got to let karma take his hand on it. You just got to let God take his hand. Let the universe take his hand. Let them be. Let them go. Let them live. Let them live that way. You will see hoovers. You will see attempts to get you back. You will see manipulation tactics trying to get you back. You'll see manipulation tactics for any fuel, any supply from you. You'll see it. And when they know that door's slammed, it's a crushing blow. Because do you know who you become? Even if you were discarded, even if they got rid of you in the most hurtful way, you become that one person in the world who they cannot be with. They got more chance of going with an A-list celebrity, say, than you. That's how it's got to be. That's how much value I want you to instill in yourself. Where they've got more chance of going to Hollywood and meeting a Hollywood actor and settling down and having a family with a Hollywood actor than it is for ever getting back in your life. And that is the motto, that is the way you got to live, that is the eyes you've got to look out of, and that is the bar you got to raise to. That's how high you're raising this bar. Never again would you let someone like this back in your life. And when you start to live like this, you feel it in your spirit. You feel it inside. You feel it deeply inside that you do not, they disgust you. You know, it's becoming disgust. You need to be that person, like, they know that they could go on Instagram and start DMing celebrities, yeah? And they got more chance of getting a response from a celebrity than they have from you. That's the bar you got to raise. That is the bar you got to raise. And that is how brutal the door slam will be on them. And they'll know it in their hearts. they'll know they got more chance of sitting on their phone at night and DMing 1,000 celebrities, yeah, and getting a response from a celebrity, just one celebrity, imagine, yeah, than even getting a response from you. Do you see what I mean? Even if you got children with them, so they message you and say something to do with your child, you respond, you deal with it accordingly. But say they message something untowards or something indirecting other stuff, best just leave it quiet, leave them on blast, or respond or say something like, I don't like the angle of the conversation you're heading towards. I'm not interested in you. Please stop contacting me in this way. Keep it about the children. I don't know, say something, whatever, but that's basically not giving them a response they want to hear. It's telling them, you know what I mean? You basically got to raise the bar that high. Leave them desperate. Yeah. Trust me, just leave them like to their own devices, because they need to go off and struggle in the world. They had it too easy. Some of them had it too easy for decades with you. You know what I mean? They've been with you 10 years or more, decades more, and they had it easy. Trust me, let God and the universe and karma do its work. Sometimes we stand in the way of karma and God doing its work, you know, because we stay ensnared in the trauma bond. We stay captured in this trauma bond. We stay captured in this mindset that they're our ex-lover or they're our lover. We stay in that mindset. We need to break from that mindset. It's hard. Everything I've said in this video, I'm not saying it's going to come easy, but it will come with practice. And I always repeat this. Time does not heal, but through time, you will learn how to deal with it. And through this time, it will define you. It will mold you. It will shape you. It will make you stronger. It will make you more resilient. It will make you raise the bar. You'll go on a higher plateau. You'll be in a place where they can never get back into your lives, even if they paid you £1 billion. You know what I mean? Where they come to say to you, look, yo, here's £1 billion. Can I get back in your bed? And you say to yourself, no, you're not getting back in my bed. I'd rather go and work a job than be anywhere close to you, because even with £1 billion, you still can't cure AIDS. Do you get me? Even with £1 billion, you still can't cure AIDS. And you don't know where they've been. They're disgusting. Yeah? They're disgusting. Right? And I'm not just saying that people that have sexual transmitted diseases are disgusting, because sometimes people get them through through unfortunate incidences. I'm just trying to say, in this scenario, you can't trust them. So if they come with the whole temptation, never give in to that temptation. And I kind of exaggerated a bit with £1 billion, but just get the gist of what I'm saying. Yeah, you've got to have that much of a brutal door slam. That much of a brutal door slam where they can never get back into your lives. They can never get back into your bed. Don't give them no second chances. Don't give them no third chances. If you've given them second and third chances, don't give them no fourth chances. It's never too late to adopt this fashion and way of thinking. It's never too late. Yeah, because once you close that door, it needs to be closed, locked, final. Leave them to go and open up other doors, because those other doors that they open up to is going to be leading into some hellish kind of directions. Let them go. Let them wander. Let them indulge in it. So anyway, I'll leave the video there. Just remember, let them struggle, okay? Please press the like and the subscribe button. And if you do want a one-to-one session, you can find the details in the description box. Anyway, I'll catch you all soon. Peace.